Okay, so session 5, part 1, we have a domain 9. So, first, little bit we will discuss about the cost management. So, basically, we are going to start our management part. So, first, we will understand what are the different cost related things because we are going to cloud. So, whenever we are moving toward the cloud, first we need to calculate the cost. Like we have understood different kind of services in last sessions, like compute services. We want to create some apps or we want to create some virtual machines there. And then we have also discussed about the networking, and basically networking is not costly because networking will be available all the way to the cloud. But third, we have already gone through the compute services, and then we move towards the what you call storage services and identity services. Everything whatever we will create on the cloud, we will be having some cost. So before going to start these services, first we need to calculate the cost. So there are different calculators available free of cost over the internet. So first we will check how we can calculate the cost, and then we will go for the services. So as you can see on the screen, we will be first understanding cost, what is the cost management in Azure, and then we will discuss little bit about governance tools. And in detail, we will go in next sessions, what will be tomorrow's session, resource management and monitoring. So what we will discuss in first part today, describe the factors that can affect the cost. Like we will see how many factors are affecting the cost. Like for example, if I am just having a data over the cloud, without any reason I am not using that data, that will be affecting my cost. How we can avoid that? Before using these services, we need to calculate them. So there is a pricing calculator available over the web. We will see how we will go there. Like for example, I want to take 5 services and then 10 virtual machines and 5 storage accounts. So first I will create a cost of each separate services, and then there is a cost of ownership also, like TCO calculator. TCO calculate will give us the overall cost for everything. Like to build a whole company, I need multiple services, multiple storage account, multiple things. So I will be just going to the total cost of ownership. And then we will have the Microsoft management tool, and then we will describe the tags also. So we will assign some tags to the services. So through these tags, we can identify which department is using more services. So we will have, like for example, I will put a tag on the HR department. Then HR is using how many services and how much they are costing. So this will be the first part. So number one factor that can affect the cost. How many things which will be affecting our cost? We already discussed these 2 points, capex and opex. So capex basically will be giving us the idea then if we want to build our own infrastructure. So before we were buying each and everything for our local data center, and we were saying that we need expenses initially, total cost. We need to buy things, like we need to buy hardware, we need to buy servers, then we need to buy licenses. That was the capex. But nowadays, if we are renting out from the cloud services, then we need to calculate our opex also. Like capex will be removed. Mostly we will not be doing any capex thing. We will not pay any amount before starting the services, but still we need to pay at the end of the month bill. That will be the opex. Still, if we will be paying at the end of the month, but we need to calculate that cost. So we will be calculating opex also. Like for example, if I am shifting here in UAE and I am getting a connection of electricity, and that connection of electricity, there are multiple options available out there. So which option I will go? Like one will cost me at the end of the month 300 dirham, one will cost me 500 dirham. So I need to decide which type of connection I need. So OPEX also important to calculate before going to use that OPEX, because we cannot see that at the end of the month we will be getting a too much bill. So before starting OPEX also, before going for the cloud services also, we need to calculate that how much we will be costing at the end of the month. Like first key point is here resource type. So resource type mean that what kind of resource we are going to buy, like where we are putting our virtual machines, what will be the size of the virtual machine. Like virtual machine can be having 8 GB RAM, or we can have a virtual machine of 16 GB RAM. So it will be differing the cost. We cannot say that I want to put a server over the cloud and we can take as much as RAM as we like. No, we have to calculate. If we will take 8 GB RAM, then how much it will be costing at the end of month. If we will take 16 GB RAM, then how much it will be cost. Not only size of the RAM, it will be also size of the processor. It will be the size of hard disk also. So different VM sizes we will see. And then OS licensing. Now this is interesting because if we already have a license, like we understood, we are going for the infrastructure as a service, and we already have a server and we already have a license, but now we are moving this server to the cloud. Now Microsoft will say that if you already have a license, you can bring your own license and your cost will be decreased. But if you don't have a license before, then you have to purchase a license also from the Microsoft as infrastructure as a service. So it is depending upon your organization. If you are just lifting and shifting servers to the cloud, then maybe you will be already using the license. You can use the same license and the license cost will not come at the end of the month. But if you don't have a license before, you want to just shift your server completely over the cloud, and you want to take the license also from the Microsoft, obviously you need to pay little more cost of that license. And similarly, storage redundancy, we already have seen in last sessions. There are multiple ways of redundancy: LRS, ZRS, GRS, and different options were there. Some were giving local redundancy, some options were giving the global redundancy. So obviously when you are just using LRS, it will be costing lower cost. And if you are going for the zone redundant or geo redundant through two zones or two regions, then obviously the cost will be increased. But obviously when you will be using the region wise redundancy of the storage, it will be giving you the availability. Now it's up to you. If you want to pay more cost, you will get more availability. If you don't want to pay more cost, you will get just local redundancy. But still you will get redundancy. So that is the resource type. Second thing is we have consumption. So consumption, basically we have to say that consumption means how much you will use. Like if you bought a virtual machine there over the cloud and you are just using for 8 hours per day, so you will be costing only for 8 hours per day. And if you are using 8 hours per day, but your virtual machine is still on for 24 hours, so you will be paying for 24 hours. So that is what we need to calculate here also, that how much we will be using. And also it is reserved capacity. Like you will say, I will reserve this virtual machine for full 1 year, then obviously cost will be decreased. Like whenever you are going to purchase service for 1 day only, it will be costing $1. But if you will pay for 30 days completely, then it will not be $30. It will be maybe $20 with discounts. So whenever you reserve things for 1 year or 3 year, it will give you up to 72% discount. Like if you are using only per day cost, then it will be $100 per year. But if you will buy this whole service for 1 year, complete 1 year or 3 year, it will only cost you 20-30% of the total cost, because Microsoft is saying that if you will commit that we will use this resource for complete 1 year or 3 year, like they will give you maybe on 1 year 50% discount, and if you will buy 3 years, then maybe it will give you 70% or 70% plus discount. So we need to see these options also when we will do practical. At the end we will see how we can go to these calculators, and when we will calculate the cost for monthly basis, it will be different. But when we will reserve these options for reserve options, then it will giving us very much huge discount. Third one is maintenance. So there is a maintenance cost is also available. Remove unused resources. Like if you are not using the RAM, or if you are not using the server, just shut it down. So it will save your cost. Like for example, you are having 10 applications and you are using only 5 application full month, and the other 5 application you are using only half month. So you will only cost 5 applications for full month, and the rest of the application you will be only costing for half month. So that is the maintenance cost also associated. Like if you will just use only the required IP addresses which you need to access these services or virtual machines, then there is okay, there is no maintenance cost. But if you will be using public IP addresses, then you will be costing more. Geography also very important, because if you will be putting data in a local region, like I am having a security concern and I want to put the data in the same region in UAE, obviously it will be costing little more, because there will be compliance, there will be UAE government involved if something happen. So we need to pay a little bit more as a geographical data location. But if I am not having any problem with any security, then maybe to save the cost, I will be putting data to some other geography. Like I can put my data in Qatar region. It is nearby, not in the same country, but it will be saving more cost. So by changing the geography or region or something like that, we can save the cost. But we need to also mention that maybe it will be having security problem. So if the companies have more secure environment, then maybe they will be going for the more cost, and then they will be using the local data centers. But if they don't have any problem with security, they can choose another region. Network traffic. Network traffic also is a factor which will be affecting the cost. Like if I am saying that inbound traffic is often free, whatever you are coming from outside, but outbound traffic will cost you data. Like for example, every day you are uploading the files over the internet. Every day you are using the services which is used by your internal employees to the outside. It will be costing effect. But otherwise, if you are just using the services inbound coming from outside, it will have a very less cost or free. Subscription types also available. So this option will also affect the uh, cost, which is subscription type, which service you want to take, like which type of account. Like we discussed that there is a Netflix account. If you just want to test it for 1 month, it will be free. Same here in the cloud. If you just want to test something for 10-20 days, like we are doing here, we will create free account and we will just utilize their services to understand. Then we will have a free subscription also. There will be no cost. If you want to pay after 1 month, then you will have pay as you go. Like then you will be paying every month or every year or whatever you will be using. And the last one is Azure Marketplace. Now, Azure Marketplace is a Play Store like things. Like for example, we are having an Android phone and we have a Play Store to download the application from there. And also we are having iPhone, and iPhone have an Apple Store. So whenever we need some application, we need to go that store. And sometime, in iPhone, some applications are free. We can download, we can use. But some application we need to pay a little bit amount. Same here in the cloud. If you have a subscription, some application you can just use freely. Like I told you, mostly networking application will be free. Like we want to create a VNet or we want to create a private IP addresses, there will be no cost. But sometime we need to go for special switches, or sometime we need to go for public IP addresses. Then the marketplace will be having little bit applications there which we have to pay cost. And also sometime we need to go to the marketplace and the Microsoft related things will not be available. Or sometimes we don't like the Microsoft services. We want to go for some other vendor outside the Microsoft. Then obviously we need to pay for them, because these are not Azure certified. Like for example, there is any application which is not from Microsoft, which is from AWS, or maybe it is from Google, or maybe it is from Oracle, somewhere else. So we also need to pay for that from the Azure marketplace. So whenever you are considering the cloud services, you have to calculate all these cost related key factors. Otherwise, you have very big bill at the end of the month. So you need to calculate the resource type, which type of resource you are using. You need to have consumption model, whether you are just using for an hour base or month base, or you are reserving for the whole year. And then you also need to calculate the maintenance. Then geography will be affecting the cost also. Where you are putting that, which region you are putting, how much redundancy you are using. And then you have to see some traffic, network traffic, outbound, inbound also. If your services are going more outbound, obviously it will be having more cost. Subscription type, it is up to you. You want to take it free services. When you will be using free services, it will be not having much cost, but it will be performance issues. So whenever you will go pay as you get, then you will get a good performance also. So both options you need to select. So these are the factors which will be affecting your cost, and we need to calculate these OPEX options before going to these services. So we need to consider these options. That is why they are here. Next, if you want to just calculate, the pricing calculator is available. The pricing calculator is just very simple website portal. We will just go to Google and we will see in the practical when we will go. So basically I will show you here. Simply you just will go to the Google, and in the Google you will type Azure pricing calculator. We will not use today because we will have a practical also. Just I am showing you these are available. So simply you will just go to the Microsoft website and there is a pricing calculator. In this pricing calculator, you can just calculate each and everything. Like for example, I want to add a virtual machine. So I will just say add an estimate. And after clicking add an estimate, I will just go to this service. And after going to this service, I can calculate how much it will be costing me. It is not going. 1 second. Yeah, so it is coming here. I will just go and view. Like I want to buy some storage account and see, get 200 credit plus free monthly. This is also available, which we will get at the end. But after that 200, how much you will be costing, you need to calculate, like where you want to put it, in which region. So if I want to put it in my region, for example, in Qatar, for example, Qatar Central, and then which type of storage I need. So, we last time we understood about blob and table and queue and data lake and Azure files. So for example, I want to create a blob storage, random files. Which type of performance I want. If I will go for standard, obviously it will be having a normal hard drive. If I want to go premium, it will be a premium hard drive behind the scene. So if I just want to select a standard, and we have understood also the license type last time, it will be blob storage or general V1 or V2. So mostly people are going for V2. And then what kind of structure it will be having, flat or hierarchical. It will also affect the cost. So we will go for just flat. And these we also discussed in last time, what kind of hot tier you want to use, cool tier or cold tier or archive tier. Like we discussed in last session, if we will go for hot tier, it will be mostly frequently used data we are using every day. Cool tier we will use when we don't want to use it for 1 month files, just transaction we are doing every month, one time, two time. Cold tier we will use maybe for 3 months, we will not be used. After 3 months, we are just checking. And archive, maybe we can only use files for backup purposes and we are just accessing after 6 months or something like that. So if I will go for hot, and then these are the redundancy option we redundant. LRS will be local in one server, ZRS zone and geo redundant, and all these options are available. Every time when you will change this option, it will change the cost. Like if you go here, with LRS, it is showing $20 per month for this storage account. But if you see here, if I will just change from LRS to ZRS, just change the zone, and you see the cost changed. If I will go for zone redundant, it will be 25. If I will go for LRS, it is just 20. So $5 difference is there. whenever I am putting local to zone redundant. Same here, if I will be choosing hot tier, it is 20. If I will be choosing cool tier, so see, just $9 reduced only. I have changed from hot to cool. So hot will be costing me per month $20, and if I will not frequently access these file, I want to put it in the cold region. So this will just cost me $11. So see, the huge difference is there just to change the tier only. But it depends upon us. If we want to use our files frequently, then we need to go for hot. If we are not frequently accessing the file, we can go for. And if you see, I will select the archive just to save the data and see 0.55. Just only half a dollar it will cost me because I am just archiving the file. So that is very, very cheap service. Just I want to put it there. But the problem is if I want to access before 6 months, they will say that you cannot access before 6 months because you are archiving. So if I will go for hot and see here, the capacity also available. If I want to take a 1000 GB hard drive there, if I want to change it to DB to TB, so I can go for TBs also. So for example, if I am going for 1000 Gbps, and now this is saving options. So saving option we have seen there, we can go for the 1 year and 3 years. See, save up to 38% if you will go for 1 to 3 years. But here it is showing 30%. In the slides it was showing if you will go for 3 years, it can be up to 72%. How? Like if I will go for selecting this 3 years. Now see, no, reservation is not selected and it is showing $20. But if I will select 1 year, see, for 1 year it is 18,000 because it will be calculating for full years and overall it will be cost. So because it is saying monthly. And also if I will go for 3 years, see, the cost is changing. 1 year is different, 3 years different. See, 1 year total 18, and if I will go for 13, now it reduced to 14. So that is a huge benefit. And if it is saying that as per month, so we can reserve things, it will be costing us 30% to 70% cost. So usually companies, when they want to keep these services or when they want to keep their services for 3 years, they will select this reservation. So they will be having reduced cost. So for example, if I will not go for this one, so $20 will be per month. And if you will calculate, it will be going more. Also, there are data transfer and all these more options are available, but we will not go that much deep. So you have understood that whenever we want to go for any service, we can calculate first, and that will be roughly roundabout figures, not exact figures. So this will be maybe $18 or $22. It can happen $2-3 up or $2-3 down, but it will give you a very good rough idea. Like if I want to go for from blob storage to some other storage, it will change. If I will change only region, like for example, I am going from Qatar to central US, I am putting data little bit far away from my region. So see, it reduced the cost. Only I change the region. So anytime you will change anything from here, like from standard, I want to go to the premium. Now premium will increase the cost because it is very good hard drive. So see, premium, suddenly it goes to too much higher because on normal hard drives it was just $20. But if I want a very high performance, then I am putting on the premium hard drives, it is costing too much. So it depends upon you what kind of service you want to take. If I will go back to standard, it is reducing to $18. So that is how you can calculate each and every service from here. Like from here, you can also change Windows to Linux. You can also change the operating system type. You can also change from region. You can also change the capacity and in number of instances. And here you can also change the RAM and processor. Like here, it is just using around 1 GB RAM and 20 GB hard drive. So if you want to increase from 14 GB to 605, obviously it will be changing the cost. See, 525. So also if you will go for 1 year or 3 year, it will be giving you option. And if you just want to increase, decrease things here, whatever is your company requirement, you want to go for basic or standard, whenever you will change something, it will reduce or it will increase the cost. So that is the calculator. We can calculate each and everything from here. So this is what we were saying, that the pricing calculators are available, and we will just go to the internet how we can calculate things. We already discussed estimate cost. It will give you, it will build the scenarios, like you can build the scenarios that how much I need uh, different services. So you can build a scenario like I am having a company, I am having 4 or 5 departments, and in these departments, these services I will be using. So you can calculate a rough idea that how much I will be paying for the total cost of the company. You can also customize the option, like you can change different region. We tried over the calculator that I don't want to use this region, I want to use this region, I want to use this storage, I want to use this redundancy. So that is always customizable. So as per your requirement, as per your budget, as per your company policy, you can customize option all the time. And also, if you just want to compare and analyze, like you already having a local data center and you know how much is costing you, but now you can calculate before going to the cloud, and you can compare these two, analyze each other, then how much is costing for the local data center and how much is costing for the cloud services provider. If one is costing more, you can leave. If one is costing less, then you can join. So you have to decide and you have to compare both options together. Now you have calculators. You are not paying anything. Even you don't have any account over the cloud. You just want to go to the cloud and you are just preparing for your cloud. You can calculate each and everything. Like, whenever you are shifting some new house, you need to calculate when I will buy a house or when I will rent out house, how much it will be costing, how much I will buy furniture, what kind of services I will take. So you need to calculate before shifting. Same here, you are moving toward the cloud. So there should be some tools to calculate things. So by using these two calculators, one is simple calculator and one is TCO calculator. Now TCO calculator is having separate thing is there. So you can just use a TCO calculator same like this one. Okay, so we can just calculate our cost and we need to make sure that these key features we need to make sure. If you see here, we already have seen pricing calculator is there. We can go for advisor, backup. All the services are available listed here. Like if you see from left side, we can go for the compute, we can go for the networking, storage, web, mobile, whatever services we want to take, we will just go to the pricing calculator. And also if you see here in the tab, example scenarios are also available. So if you just want to see the already built-in scenarios available, already saved estimates, you have already saved there, you can also go there and you can check that. Next, define your requirements. Now, after making calculations, you need to define your requirement. Now, what you need, like you have already calculated whatever the services are available, how much it will be costing. Now, before running your pricing calculator, you need to essence that Azure services you need. Like you need to make a checklist that I will be going for this window and I will be going for this SQL server, I will be going for this database, I will be going for that is just written policy here. You just have to calculate I need ASP.NET or I need to use for SQL server. So this is basically a checklist. Like you can calculate many things over the calculator, but you have to make your own list also that what your company required, like what I required. So you can say that to migrate to Azure, you might need to virtual machines instances. Maybe you need some virtual machines and maybe you also need some application gateways or maybe you need load balancing, multiple load balancer you need to buy. So you need to consider these costs. And if you need a database also, if you need to use different pricing informations already built in, so you need to calculate also according to your list, like I need this application, and you will not waste time to just searching for different services. You will only go to that specific services which your company required. So you can make your own first requirements, then as per your requirements you can go to the calculator and then you need to calculate. Otherwise there are thousands of services. You cannot calculate each day. So you just will be calculating things which you required over the internet. So in practice, what you will define, the application is used internally. Like you will see that what application you will be using internally, which application will be accessible for the customer. Application does not require massive amount of computing power. Like you will see, I have two virtual machines. One virtual machine will be requiring more power. The other virtual machine maybe I will be just using for the testing purposes. So you cannot calculate both as the same virtual machines. One virtual machine which you will be using more, it will require more power, like 20 GB RAM. So you will calculate on the TCO calculator for that amount. If you have a second virtual machine which you will use only for 2 GB RAM, obviously you will use only 2 GB RAM. So you cannot say that over the calculator that I need two virtual machines. Calculator will give you for both same price. But as per your requirement, maybe one virtual machine required more RAM, the other virtual machine require less RAM. So you cannot calculate like that I will use two virtual machine and just give me the result. The calculator will give you the same result for both. But as per your requirement, one virtual machine required massive amount of computing power. One is just normal. So you need to calculate separately both. One virtual machine maybe will be costing $20 per month, and the other virtual machine maybe will be costing only $2 per month. So that is up to your requirement. Virtual machines and database are 730 hours per month, and network performance 1 TB of data. Database does need to configure to high performance. So this is just an example scenario that whatever your requirement is, as per your requirement, you need to calculate. Next, we have to calculate the pricing, but why we are going for this? So we already discussed that it will be just helping you to monitor, analyze, and control spending. So you will be having a very rough idea that how much you will be spending monthly for these. Like it is kind of budget. Like if you just want to purchase something which is very costly, that is fine, you can pay one time money. But how much it will be costing you every month, how much it will be costing you maintenance fees, how much it will be costing you for the usage and for the other factors which will be affecting. So the purpose of using these tools is to just not only calculate things, it will be giving you analysis also. It will be giving you the control also, that you can control the budget. Like you can calculate, you can analyze, you can make cost alerts also. If it is going high or something like that, what kind of alert you want to take, budget alert, credit alert, or department quota alerts. So this will also alert you. Like you can put some alerts on that. If budget will be increasing, like your budget is 1000 dirham per month, you just want to spend. So you can create a budget in Azure also. That budget will define 80%. Whenever it will be used 80%, like you have given Azure, whenever I will reach 800 dirham per month, whether it is in 1 week or 2 week or 3 week, just send me an email that you already used 80% budget. So I will go to the Azure portal and I will stop some services because my budget is 1000 dirham per month. I don't want to spend 800 only in 1 week. So what I will do, whenever the services will be increasing, that budget will send me alert that your budget is already overutilized. So you need to stop some services. Otherwise, at the end of the month, your budget is 1000, maybe you will get by bill 2000. So that is a very important option when we will go for the practical next week. So we will see how we can create a budget. And that is very easy. We will just say that I want to utilize 1000 dirham per month only for these services. Whenever it will reach 70%, just let me know, send me one email. So I can go to the portal and I can stop some services or I can delete some services. So these budget we will create. So the benefit is to track and manage the cloud effectively, avoid overspending, and enable proactive cost control and forecasting. So these are the benefits to making a budget. Otherwise, if we, like for example, if you are already having 5000 salary here in UAE, you want to spend 1000 for the kitchen, grocery and all these things. Otherwise, if you will not make your budget for full month, maybe your spending will go more than 1000 and the other services will be affecting. Maybe your child fees will be affecting. Maybe your health will be affecting just because you didn't make budget within 1000 for the grocery. So otherwise, without budget, maybe you will spend for grocery 1500. So what will cause? It will affect the other things also. So that is what we need to make a budget over the cloud. After calculating, after getting the services, we also need to make a budget because sometimes these services can go up and high, so it can cost more. Next, we have this tool, cost management tool. When we will have practical, when we will have account, so we will see the live scenario, how much services are costing, and it will be forecasting also. Like today on 21st October, I am having this much budget, and next when I will go to the 31st October, I will be having this much cost. So it will be forecasting also as per the previous cost utilization. And also see, it will be giving you idea how many services you are using and which services is red, which services causing more money, and which services are green, which are causing less money. So whatever is causing more money, you can go and you can see why it is good utilizing more. So that calculator or that kind of analysis, it will give you a very good idea. Like for our grocery budget and other budget, we can see, we can create a Excel sheet. So this Excel sheet can create graphs for us, that how much every month I am spending for grocery, and within the middle of the month it can show me that this is going high, this is going low. So I can manage my budget in Excel or graphical format. Same here, we can see every time this page over the cloud portal. So whenever it will be costing more, we can decrease things, or and even if it will be showing that each and every service is costing you more. Like for example, I have created one virtual machine which is having high utilization, and one virtual machine which is having low low utilization. So I can just divide something from here. I can reduce this one or I can increase this one easily by seeing this graph. So if I will not have the budget, if I will not have this graphical view, cost analysis, I will not know that which one is costing more and which one is costing less. So that will be very good idea when we will create a portal and we will create some services. It will be automatically creating this kind of graph. We don't need to worry about that because Azure will be automatically creating this graph, and it will be showing that these services you need to see, you need to look out, it is going more than your budget. So we can see this graph and we will go to the services and we will stop the services. Finally, we have tags also. Like we have calculated things, we have purchased things, we have started using services, and now we have analysis also, and we are having graphs and charts also. But these tags can also help us to identify which department is causing more. Like for example, if I will put a tag on things that these things are important, highlighted, and then with this tag I can easily search all the things together that these are costing me. Like for example, you have three departments. One is HR department, one is sales department, one is IT department, and you have purchased different services of all three departments. But you want to see at the end of the month who purchased more services and who utilized more costs. So you can put a tag on these things. Like you can put each and every service of HR as a HR tag. You can put a tag on IT services, all IT services, whatever they are using, you can put IT tag. So at the end of the month, when you will get a bill of $3,000, so you will search the tag, and tag will say that IT utilize 1500, HR utilizes services for just 200, and sales utilize 1300, something like that. So you can search on the tags that which department or which services caused more money. But to do this, you need to attach these tags. Whenever we will do the practical, we will go to create these services, and at the end of the services it will say you want to attach a tag on that. So we will say okay, attach this tag on this service. So these tags will be helping us to find out which department causing more, which department or which service is causing the more cost. So it's a simple tagging system. Whenever we will create some service, we will just attach a tag as per the requirement. Like if I am creating a virtual machine for the HR, I will add a tag at the end of this service. This is the HR virtual machine. If I am creating another application for IT, then I will add tag at the end of the service. This is the IT service. So at the end of month, I can just search for that tag and it will give you a very good idea.